saying don't care at all what other people think, I think that's wrong advice because I don't want to be scared anymore. YouTube's another insecurity. I used to get called Dumbo. Being gay is actually one thing I'm not insecure about. That's the tea, honey. Individual, weird, all that kind of stuff is good. That actually helped me. Reading Oprah. People expect me to be funny, but there are a lot of days where I don't feel like being funny. It's a half-an-hour video and I'm like, no one's gonna watch a half-an-hour video, KANE. Hello. Just in my car, as you can see. I'm sick of scrolling on Facebook and just looking at a screen. It's also pretty late. It's like nearly 1 a.m. But it's Friday, so I thought a cool video idea would be talking about insecurities, because everyone's got them. Everyone wants them, everyone's got them. Except no one wants them. They suck. And I don't want this to be a super sad video because I'm sick of being sappy and sobby about insecurities. You're never fully going to get over them, but can definitely make day-by-day progress, because life's a little bit more fun when you don't worry so much. I went ahead and wrote out in my notes the things I don't like about myself, but disclaimer, as many as there are on the list, let's remember, everyone's got lots of insecurities. We all judge ourselves way harder than anyone else judges us. So, I'm just going to list things that I either concern about a lot, which is not many, or I concern about a little bit. They just sort of chip away every now and then and have to fight against them. I feel like talking about them instead of pretending they're not there to other people, trying to hide them and stuff. I feel like actually owning them and talking about them makes you able to conquer them because you've accepted them and you're showing that you're not really afraid of them anymore. So I think it's a bit therapeutic. So I've been working really hard over the past few years actually to just learn to love myself, That's what everyone wants in this day and age. Our generation is definitely the trying to love themselves generation and being very inclusive and equal, because we're all just people. We're just deep down, inside we're all the same flesh and blood. I think what really matters is someone's, I want to say personality, but not so much even personality, just morals and that. Do you think morals are included in personality? I guess. Judge them based on that. How good they are. Have they shot someone? If they shot someone, probably not a good person. But, you also got to learn more about them. It's never just about one thing. It's always deeper. Maybe they shot someone out of self-defense. So you got to dig a bit deeper. You got to get to know someone before you can judge them. And I'd hope that's how people act around me. So I'm going to go over physical insecurities, because that's the most, experienced and visceral insecurity. The thing that just makes you really not want to go outside, not talk to people, not do certain things because of the physical. What other people can see. That's the most important thing about insecurities, and why they're insecurities is that people are judging, and vision is a very, intense sense. There's definitely more, information than smell and hearing and stuff like that. People judge based on looks. And then we have hardwired into our brains, to look for certain traits because evolutionarily they may have been healthy traits. Just like the peacocks go for the other peacocks with the brightest feathers. But this is always changing as well. I guess the collective society opinion on what is beautiful, it changes all the time. Pale skin used to be beautiful. Now everyone wants to be tan. Beauty is so subjective. And I think that's super important to understand, is that just because you think someone's ugly or you think they're really hot, other people can usually have a complete opposite reaction. And whether you think you're pretty, hot, cute, sexy, whatever you want to be, even if you think you're not those things, other people might. And I'd say other people do. There's always going to be someone, It's not really a great way to feel about it, to convince yourself to love yourself. Someone will love me, someone out there. But it's true. Multiple people, thousands. So one insecurity that's come up lately about my image is my hairline. I'm getting older. I'm a white male. I also had a pretty bad diet for a while, and I smoke sometimes, and I have this nicotine addiction, and nicotine is also linked to hair loss, and just lots of little things. Stress, lots of stress lately at work, Jesus. Lots of stress moving to Sydney and getting used to Sydney, so hairline's not doing, it's not that bad, but I'm really trying to get over it. Yeah, it's sort of receding here and receding over this side as well. That's alright, that's why I grew my hair long, just because I'm going to be never mind. But also, I don't want to, ignore, it's fine. It's cool. Lots of people have it. The physical doesn't matter. What matters is in here. It's inside my jumper, my sexy body. The body's going to come up later as another insecurity. You can take these pills and stuff, or use shampoos. Believe me, I've looked into this. It's just not worth it, because the longevity of those things is pretty minimal. I don't want to have to do something like that all the time just because of my hairline, I'd rather focus on doing healthy things for my body, preventative stuff, rather than trying to fix what's happened. But as I will also talk about, I did fix my ears. So, there's no problem with people wanting to fix themselves either. I guess as long as you don't let the insecurity define you or define how you present to the world. I guess if you can look past the insecurity and at least deal with it in a very healthy manner, fixing yourself isn't such a big issue. I guess as long as you just don't define the physical as yourself. I define me as my personality. This is just a shell I'm in. But I'd like to have the best looking shell I can possibly have. I'm not going to have unrealistic expectations about my shell. But, you know, that's why people wear makeup and stuff, you know, it just feels a little bit nicer. Nice to change a shell up every now and then, you know. So yeah, hairline is what it is. I'm over it. No, I'm not over it. Every day I'm just like, oh, fucking hairline, but I can't do anything about it. Oh, the biggest thing for most of my life has been like under my eyes. I've been super insecure about sort of how dark it is. You may think, oh, it's just the lighting sort of because it's coming down. By the way, very hard to find lighting in this car park. I had to like maneuver my car, I had to reverse park it in so the light's coming in this way. But yeah, I just had these sort of dark bags under my eyes my whole life. Like, I think I just have very thin skin there. That's what the internet says. It's not sleep, it's not water, it's not nutrition, you know. I actually am a pretty healthy eater. Funnily enough, cooking lazy can be cooking healthy. Just chop up the veggies, chuck it in the fry pan, just whisk it around for like, you know, 15 minutes. Healthy dinner. Or just bake stuff. Just bake pumpkin, put that in, 40 minutes later it's done. You know, you don't really have to do that much. Anyway, so it was a long explanation, but eating healthy is good. I like eating healthy. I think it's because I was like vegan for 5 years and then I was even fruitarian for 1 whole year. I guess that could be a story I talk about later. It's not my proudest moment, the whole vegan fruitarian phase, but you know, could have given myself diabetes, but these are all things I've learned from. And now it's just eating in moderation. So that's important. I'll leave that in. I don't know, I considered dermal fillers for a little bit because people always ask me like, oh, you look so tired, are you sick, are you feeling okay? Like I remember at work all the time because I'm also really pasty, so the contrast, and I've dealt with it my whole life, and I've done makeup, I've done concealer, that's all like in high school, but I don't do that anymore. Like one day I was just like, I need to stop like even wearing BB cream or anything because I need people to see me sort of for who I am. You know, if they fall in love with what I think is the worst version of myself, then I know that the expectations are low and like, it just means it can get better. And there's no expectations on me. I haven't sort of like lied. And I wouldn't say makeup or anything's lying, but I just wanted to give my most authentic self to the world. This is who I am. And I set no other expectation and looking in the mirror and just seeing me for who I am every day. Hello, me. I got to that sort of phase in the self-love section of my life. After my mum passed away too, like it really hit me that I could just die tomorrow. Like I could die in a year, I could get cancer. Like I don't really want to spend many seconds of my life worrying about the physical appearance too much. So that really sort of, I guess it was one of the good things to come out of my mother's death. Very, very, very small amount of good things come out of the death of someone you love that much, but accepting, you know, your mortality is quite significant, and really accepting it. And also seeing someone go through torture, someone you love so much go through torture and stuff like that, it just makes you want to be happy. And I want her to think I'm happy, and I want to sort of live for her as well through my life. So this is my one life, it's my one shot, it's our one shot, and you've got to make of it what you can. Now I know that it's going to sound kind of hypocritical because I did actually get my ears pinned back, and most people would say that my ears weren't that bad, and honestly they weren't that bad like before. They did stick out a bit, you know. I used to get called Dumbo, which is cool, I embrace it now. I'm an ex-Dumbo. I don't mind showing people the photos or anything like that. Like it's nothing I'm ashamed of now. In high school, you know, high school's the worst because you're so insecure about everything and you get teased for stuff. Later on I've learnt that if you embrace those things and laugh at them as well and even make the first joke about them, much easier to deal with stuff like that. I'm gonna hang on a second because I think someone just parked their car at 1 a.m. Where have you been? Probably gonna walk up to their apartment and I'm very embarrassed. I'm very embarrassed. This is why I'm laying down. If anyone sees me, they'll probably think I'm recording porn. So yeah, I have big ears. I got an autoplasty, I think it's called. That's where the ears get pinned back. But also they're not symmetrical because of it, which, you know, I don't really like, and I've been considering actually just getting a little touch up to sort of make that one symmetrical, but I'm not super concerned with it because no one else notices it. Like I say it to people all the time and they're like, I don't even notice it, I don't care. And in other people, you know, I've also made observations about their ears and stuff like that. Do you ever do that? You look for your own insecurities in other people to see sort of like, okay, so a really cute guy just walked past. He was the guy that parked his car. I'm sorry, Matt. You'd think he's cute too, but he's really cute. I'm so glad he didn't see me. So yeah, I guess you just sort of look for your own insecurities, like look for the things you're insecure about in other people. Like I started noticing people's ears and stuff and just seeing, you know, that they're not symmetrical either, and like someone has an ear that sticks out more or whatever, or they have big ears and you've never actually cared about it, or you never even thought about it until you were like, I wonder if other people look at me sort of like I look at other people. I've been trying to think more like that lately. Honestly, like it's just stuff I've never even noticed in other people. And they'll even mention their insecurities and I'm like, holy shit, like no, not at all, I don't see that. But also, yeah, wouldn't mind if this one just got fixed up. So it's, I mean, I paid a lot of money to get the ears pinned back. So that's also kind of frustrating. I just wanted to be done with the ears and just make this one a bit more symmetrical, but whatever. It is what it is. Now that I've pointed it out to the world, I guess, anyone can watch this, everyone will notice it, but bring it on. You know, I can't hide that. I can't run from that. That's who I am. I'm Kane and I'm proud to be gay. Being gay is actually one thing I'm not insecure about, but I feel like a lot of gay people are insecure about. I don't know why, I just sort of own it, and I feel like our generation and in this day and age, like it's so accepted in most parts of the world. That's a different vlog. It's a different rant. Imagine judging someone because of their sexuality. Imagine that. So dumb to me. But yeah, I'm proud to be gay, and I used to be insecure about talking with straight guys and stuff like that, but I'm just not anymore, because I realize it does not define me in any single way. Like, most people don't care, and often they find it funny. Like, they find me funnier because I embrace it and I say lots of gay things, and I own the fact that I love musicals, and I recommend Legally Blonde the musical to everyone. Like, if you haven't seen it, you should definitely go watch Legally Blonde the musical. It's the best musical. Book of Mormon's also excellent. I've also written down here being super white, being pasty, but I did a video on this, but I did like a whole thing where I used to I did the fake tanning. I used to inject this stuff into my body to make me more tan and stuff like that, and I got really brown, and I sort of got to the other side of my insecurity where like I was just doing crazy things to be tan and stay tan, and then I'm just a lazy, unmotivated person in general, so it just became, oh my god, this is so much effort, I'd rather just, you know, accept the fact that I'm white. So like that happens with most of my insecurities. Like I just go to the extreme, get to the other side, realize it's not all it's cracked up to be, it's not worth it, it's so much easier just to love yourself, just to be okay with yourself and accept yourself. Yeah, so I don't mind that I'm pasty anymore. I don't mind that I can't tan. I mean, it only sucks because I burn and I'm scared of melanoma, especially in Australia. We have a thing called an ozone hole. That was a problem. But it's healing. It's healing well. Yeah, I'm also paranoid about skin damage with UV rays, but I've also talked about that in some other videos and stuff. Like, I do have a lot of pigmentation and like discoloration just because I used to tan so much and be out in the sun so much, and I've also been burnt so much because I'm so pasty. Scottish. Like, I have a red beard. Also not insecure about the red beard. Red beards are in. Love my red beard. I like that my hair is a different colour to my beard. Pretty cool. And I went to Scotland and I was like, I fit in. These are my people. People have red hair here. It's a gay fetish, you know, whatever. You like this red beard? But yeah, very big on sunscreen now. Protect thy skin. When I was in high school, like, I had very bad cystic acne, and it's left like these scars. I went on Roaccutane and it got rid of it. Roaccutane's brilliant, but kind of scary drug as well, but it is brilliant at what it does. But my skin for the past 7 years has been super dry because of it. My lips get dry constantly. In my nose gets really dry, so often I'll put like eucalyptus, vapor rub or whatever, just like something moistening, lip balm, whatever, up my nose. It looks like I'm picking my nose, I'm not. And my nose is just dry all the time. It's really frustrating. I get a bit of dandruff because of it as well. Like, I think it just shut off all my body's production of oil, which is good as well, because I never get pimples. Like, I very rarely get pimples, even 7 years after whatever taking the drug. But I did get nosebleeds on the drug and stuff like that. Yeah, I had absolutely like just terrible, like pizza face, just like crater face, whatever, really bad, and I hated it. Obviously in high school, that is just like, it's so traumatizing, it really is. Constantly thinking about like, and you exaggerate everything in your mind, and especially so during high school when you're at your most insecure and most changing. I used to just think I was horribly ugly. And so yeah, I begged for the Roaccutane, and mum helped me get that. Went to the dermatologist and they're like, yes, we think you should go on Roaccutane. So that's how bad it was. Even the dermatologist was like, yes, we agree, no other option, you need to go on Roaccutane. But I have scarring from that cystic acne, like really bad scarring. It's so hard to see, and when I say really bad, once again, that's like my personal view, I guess. Other people don't see it and don't care and don't even think there is scarring. What I'm saying is very, you know, my own insecurities. But if I come closer to the camera, lots of freckles and just sort of pigmentation from all that tanning and sunburn and stuff like that. Dark eyes, hello. Some scars sort of there, and I have a scar up here somewhere. And like, it sort of runs down the side where it's a bit just darker skin. I don't know if you can see with the lighting. There's a big red patch here, relatively small actually compared to the total size of my face, but yeah, red scar there. There's lots of little scars, you know, elsewhere as well, but other people don't see it, other people don't care about it. And I think like, we focus on single things, single insecurities. We never sort of see ourselves as a whole. Like, when we look in the mirror, you look at the insecurity, you look at the thing that you hate, and you focus, and then you go to the next, it's a trigger, domino effect. You go to the next thing you hate, and you look at everything individually instead of taking a step back and looking at your entire self and seeing that that's how other people see you. Like, I never meet someone and just look at their nose, or like meet at someone and just focus on their skin. Like, you look at them in the eyes and you see their soul through their eyes. You get to know them through the eyes, which is, you know, no one really gets to know you through your physical appearance, and if they do, they're not a great person themselves. You know, they're insecure. Life definitely shouldn't be about being the prettiest or hottest or, you know, being so judgmental of people's looks. So I like to think that most people aren't doing that and just like focusing on bad things about me. And if they are, they're not going to be my friends, you know? That's the tea, honey. Sip that steaming hot tea. You know, I don't want friends like that. And often you can tell straight away. You're just like, you just get a vibe with people, dem vibes. I need to get through these a lot faster, I'm sorry. I wrote down teeth. Now, my teeth are actually good. I like my teeth. They're fine. I had braces for 3 years. I went through this phase during high school where I sort of bleached them so much I lost all of my enamel, and I also used to drink like 2 litres of Coke a day and stuff. So this is what I mean, to the extremes of my insecurities. Like, I lost a ton of enamel because I was bleaching my teeth. They're also yellow because of all the Coke and stuff, and I just didn't have really great oral hygiene. Sucks. I really wish I could go back and be like, Kane, just brush your teeth twice a day and floss twice a day. Look, it's really not that difficult. It doesn't take that long, and you're going to thank yourself. Just because like I do have some sort of like some gaps that have formed between my teeth because of previous erosion. Every time I go to the dentist or orthodontist, they're like, holy shit, like your teeth are really damaged. And I'm like, yes, I know, I've had this conversation so many times, and I do think I have a little bit of enamel. When I say no enamel, I mean like maybe my orthodontist was trying to scam me. Maybe he was telling the truth. So I just try and take care of my teeth, like, you know, heavily now. You'll see like I made an auto flosser video. I bought an auto flosser because I'm that passionate. I spent $150 on an auto flosser, and I still use string floss as well. Like I do a bit of string floss, but I use the auto flosser a lot, protecting those teethies. And what's annoying is there's a tiny gap sort of you can't see on camera because of the light and stuff, and no one else cares or sees it. Like honestly, I complain about this all the time to people, and they're just like, I don't see it, I don't care. Like don't worry about it. But I have a tiny gap sort of forming between my 2 front teeth at the top where the gum is sort of receding because of heavy brushing. The dentist said like a lot of my gum has sort of, not a lot of it, but some of my gum has sort of receded. I got a burp. That was a really underwhelming burp. Some of my gum in places has receded because I've been brushing too hard. After some time, I was just like, you know what? It is what it is. No one cares about it. Just brush better. So now I don't brush so hard. Also insecure about the rest of my body. That's just the face. That is something I can change and do want to change. However, I don't want to change because I'm insecure about it. You know, like I want to change because I want to feel better, because I want to be healthier, not because I want to impress someone. I want to do it for me. Because I feel like that's the key to the longevity of it. Like I want to get to a place where I want to go to the gym every day, and I want to aim to get to that place. So I've recognized that like my life isn't excellent at the moment. I'm not super, you know, wake up every morning and I'm like, yes, like brilliant, love this day, love today, today's going to be great. You know, like I'm happy because I focus on being happy, even though I sort of consider myself to be in a shit place right now in my life, like the quarter life crisis, but also work isn't excellent. You know, it's not what I dreamed of it to be. And I'm debating a lot of things in my life now, like a lot of different pathways, and I'm sort of realizing I have to make decisions now. I'm focusing on changing my life, making it better. What's the best pathway for me for happiness? How can I maximize happiness in my life? That's my number one goal. Maximize my happiness. You know, that'll come in time. I know it'll come in time. I'm working towards it. It's going to take a long time, and I've accepted that. As long as I know that I'm working towards it actively each day. You know, this whole YouTube thing is one of them. I'm not forcing myself, but I know that this is something that I would like to do, and it probably won't work. Maybe it won't, but I want to at least give it my best and give it a go. So here I am, because I don't want to be scared anymore. Like YouTube's another insecurity. You'd think I'm pretty confident and stuff on camera, which, you know, I do feel. I know I'm presenting my most authentic self, and I guess it's harder that way because the judgment is real. You know that they're not judging a facade or a character that you're putting forward. Like I'm just trying to be my most authentic self. And I've learned that being different, individual, weird, all that kind of stuff is good. Being as different as you can to other people, you know, within reasonable bounds. You don't want to, you know, be like serial killer. That's very different to most people, but you know what I mean? Like you just want to be the most yourself you can. You don't want to be someone else, or that person already exists. And I feel like our generation is also moving towards being more individual, but there's this whole fight between social media and real life where we, you know, can put 2 versions of ourselves up. The online version is always going to be a bit different. Things through text and just photos, like anyone can look at that and get an opinion of you. So there is a personality divide, but I definitely now focus on being me in the real world. I don't really like post or use Facebook that much anymore. I just scroll through in the morning as we all do. That's how we wake up now. But I think I'm at a place as well, once again, because my mum died, where I just don't care anymore about so much what other people think. Like I think saying don't care at all what other people think, I think that's wrong advice. I don't think that's great advice. I think, caring as minimally as possible, but also, you're living in a society, you're living with other people, you have to be respectful and stuff like that. There are things you have to consider about how people see you. Like, I don't want someone to think I'm an asshole or a jerk. I want to be a good person. I mean, that makes me happy. And I think that is something good to strive for. I forget where I was going with that. Shit, this always happens. This has happened like 7 times. I just edited it out where I'm like, what was I saying? I don't want to think too much. I just want to be. I want to sort of, unfilter myself as much as possible. But once again, stay in the reasonable bounds of society. I'm not going to go swearing at everyone and stuff like that. Like, there's an art form to living. An art form to being the best version of yourself as possible. And I think it just takes time and self-love every day. Also watching lots of motivational videos on YouTube and reading Oprah, because that actually helped me. Reading Oprah. That was like the moment when I was really trying to love myself. And I was like, found Oprah's website when looking up how to love yourself on Google. I also recommend that. No shame in that. Look up how to love yourself and just read other people's opinions and stuff, because you always come out of it feeling better about yourself, even if temporarily some of it sticks, and then you use that as like a mantra, or at least coping mechanisms, and you get to this point where if you put it into practice every day, like, you recognize that you need that at a certain moment or whatever. Take some time to think yourself out of the bad thoughts. It gets a lot easier, it gets a lot more common, and eventually it's pretty minimal. And then by then you've had a lot of practice at using the coping mechanisms and stuff like that to deal with negative thoughts. And I sort of think of my negative thoughts as a detachment of myself and what I think about myself. I like to think of it as external, just like they pop into my head every now and then. And they're not supposed to be there. I don't want them. They're taking up good thought room. So I've practiced just completely shutting off that thought, which works well now. I go, KANE being ridiculous, don't think about that. Like, honestly, it's stupid, and turn it off. And I know that it sounds easy when I say it like that, and it's not easy. It takes years, every day of practicing to turn it off. And what I focus on now is that I'm just happy to be alive. No matter what insecurity comes up or anything, I'm like, at least you're breathing. My mum died. Like, I watched my mum die. It was fucking horrible. So like traumatizing. I now truly believe that I'm just so happy to be alive, and I just want to do as much as I can because of that, especially for her. And she gave birth to me, and she wants me to have a good life. Like, I don't want to let her down in that way. And if I had a kid and that happened to me, I would want them to absolutely just make the most of their life. Like, that's all you want, I guess, for your children. So here I am, Mum, sitting in a car at 1:30 a.m. and in the basement of my apartment in Sydney, and talking about my insecurities to a camera. Going to upload it to the internet. Wow. Look at me go. But yeah, another coping mechanism I like is if I'm super stressed in a situation or whatever, I like to just, like, in my imagination, picture the camera zooming out from where I am to space, like sort of like Google Maps when you zoom out, and then just keep zooming out to the solar system, stuff like that, and just like really picture how small you are. And that's sort of comforting to me, like how tiny and insignificant I am in the span of things. It's comforting. I guess it would be scary to some people. I know Matt doesn't like it when I talk about it. It freaks him out. It makes you stop sweating the big stuff, especially in that moment, I guess, when you do it. And it makes you really think, wow, just got to enjoy right now. Got to enjoy this time. It's a gift. Life is definitely a gift, and getting to old age is a gift, and aging is a gift. So I'm trying to really embrace all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's been working well. Just focusing on being happy. Like, even if I'm in a shit situation, how can I make it the best situation I can? More enjoyable. Why be sad about things that I'm not going to be sad about in 3 days? Why dwell over things that I'm not going to care about in 3 days type thing? Like, if I'm stuck in traffic, what am I going to do? What's stressing going to do? What's being angry going to do? Nothing. It just makes me feel worse. How can I make this better? Put some Broadway songs on. Sing. Yes. Oh, the petrol's running low. Oh shit, I'm going to break down in the Eastern Distributor, and I'm going to be on the news because holy crap. In Sydney, Eastern Distributor, massive span, and it was peak hour. I nearly broke down. And I was hearing on the radio there was already a truck that broke down, and it was on the news. And I was like, oh my God, I was texting Matt, and I was like, I'm going to be on the news. I'm going to break down on the Eastern Distributor. I'm going to be on the news. I was just like, KANE, it is what it is. If you break down, you break down. And, tomorrow you'll be out of this situation. Somehow you'll have figured it out. So just trust yourself and go along with it. It hasn't even happened yet, but stressing about it's not going to help the situation. It's going to happen no matter what, if it will. And it didn't, so thank God. And now I always fill my car up with like so much petrol. Like, I'm always at full because I never want to be in that situation again. Very terrifying, but I got through it. It wasn't too traumatizing. So I'm just going to go really quickly through the rest because this video is already so long. I've talked so much, but I've got like not being funny on here because I feel like there's an expectation that I am funny and people expect me to be funny, but there are a lot of days where I don't feel like being funny, or it's just not natural, like not naturally coming out, like I'm just not in a good mood. So I just sort of own that, and I hope people appreciate that I'm a whole person instead of just that, and that sort of helps my expectation. And sort of just being honest when I'm having a crappy day, just not having a good day today, so if I just sort of keep to myself, that's all. I'm not upset, I'm just having a bad day, just a bad day. Tomorrow will be a good day. Makes you more of a real person to other people too, that they understand. People understand when you're honest, usually. I've got not deserving success, so not trying to be successful. YouTube. I'm trying to overcome that insecurity, funnily enough, by talking on a video about insecurities. I want to believe that I deserve success. I think that's just a consequence of social media and like different personalities, from online to real life type thing, identities, I guess. We're all having an identity crisis, and especially being my age now, 25. Quarter life crisis, just finished uni, it's not what I thought it would be type thing. What am I going to do with my life? It terrifies me to think of getting to the stage where I'm not ambitious, where I don't want more success, where I don't want to be successful. I don't ever think I'll get to that stage. I really don't want to be at that stage, like I want to always be trying. So that's what YouTube is for me right now, just trying it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. There's a different path. I've got lots of ideas to try in life. I want to do like a chemistry YouTube series. I started doing it, lots of effort, so much effort. Wasn't ready to go back to the books and study because it would be like, I wanted it to be a full animated series and stuff. Matt and I were going to do it together and then maybe do like physiology and stuff, just like, science videos, but like the actual science videos I wanted when I was studying at uni. I wanted really in-depth ones, but also entertaining. I find that most of the ones online miss so much chemistry stuff, and I struggled learning it. So I'd like to share that knowledge as well. So that's why I'd like to do something like that. I feel like it's a good thing to aim for. But if that doesn't happen, then I'm just going to think of something else to try. As long as I'm trying, as long as I know I haven't given up on myself, trying to get to the stage where I'm like, I deserve success. I'm a person. Everyone deserves success. I wrote not good at hands-on stuff. I'm not really good at hands-on stuff. It's been like at work I had to use a drill press the other day and like didn't know how to use it, had to be explained to and stuff. And my boss literally said, stop being scared of it. Don't be scared of it, just do it. And I was like, oh shit, he noticed how bad I am at that kind of stuff. Like soldering and just like electronics, like building electronics and stuff. That's a lot of my job is like, but I'm getting better at it. And that's why I took the job. I was like, this job is all my weaknesses, but I need to strengthen my weaknesses, so I'll take the job. I guess I can mention my sort of the twitches I get. That's why I said in another video that I got Botox, and I did get Botox because I actually have like a forehead twitch, and no one really sees it, no one notices it in real life because I've had it for about 4 or 5 years now, but I spend a lot of time focusing on not doing it when people are looking, and when they look away, I do the twitch quickly. That's why I got Botox, because it was actually starting to hurt. I'm like getting pretty deep wrinkle lines because I keep doing it. Like I might do it 100 or more times every few hours. Like it's a lot of times throughout the day that I'll do the twitch, and I hate it. So yeah, I got the Botox to sort of stop me doing that, and it's done pretty well. I'm also psychologically trying to like get over it, trying to strengthen the nerves that inhibit it happening, rather than let the nerves that are causing it to happen strengthen, you know what I mean? The inhibition I'm trying to strengthen. So focusing on that. I know the brain's pretty plastic, it's malleable in technical speak, just trying to strengthen the synapses that inhibit this circuit that's been created or something that causes my twitch. And for the most part, it's getting a bit easier because I've been trying now, like actively trying every second just to not twitch. It's getting easier the more I like focus on that. It's exhausting, but like I know in the long run it'll get a bit easier, and maybe I'll never conquer it, but I'm just trying. And at least the Botox helps and doesn't make me worry so much when I'm talking to people like I'm twitching and I just get in my head about it. I'm like, I hate it. But also trying to just make fun of it, I guess, when I'm with people, because they're going to notice it and people point it out, and I'm like, oh yeah, I just got to twitch. What am I going to do about it? Like wishing that it wasn't there and like being sad about it and being all weird about it when people mention it isn't going to change anything. So I just try and have fun with that, and admitting it on camera in front of the world, like, yeah, I've got the twitch here, and I sometimes twitch my nose and my mouth, and like my biceps randomly twitch. Like I have just mini twitches, and I've been to the doctor about it, and she was just like, look, I don't think it's a problem or anything. I think it just is what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much. There's other stuff on the list, but I've been talking for so long, and I'm cold. I want to go upstairs. I also want to get out of the car park, and I'm kind of hungry. I'm going to edit this and see how it turns out. I really hope it's not too long, usually just because I talk so much, but I think everything's relevant when I'm editing. So like it's a half an hour video, and I'm like, no one's going to watch a half an hour video, Kane. But yeah, it was nice chatting. Maybe I'll put it up, maybe I won't. Let's see if I feel insecure. That's a mental note to you, Kane, when you're editing this. Don't be insecure, just put it out. What's wrong? What's the worst that can happen? People go, you're a weirdo? Yeah, they only say that. Embrace that. You are a weirdo. I am a weirdo. talking to myself. Fuck. Am I weird or insane? Because there's a very big difference, especially with medical treatment. I feel good that I actually came and recorded a video, and I like talking, so I've got no one else to talk to, so if you're watching this, thanks for listening. Love yourself, you know? Life's short, be happy. Those are the points of this video. And I always talk about this stuff in my videos, like I just bring it up randomly because I'm concentrating on it 24/7 on how to be the most happy. But remembering what's important and like really, really, really trying, like making it my number one thing that I do every day. Just be happy. Do your best to be happy and just like solidify that in my brain. And my life has been a lot better because of it. That's a good place to be at. Now I can focus on other things in my life. Like, what do I want to do in my career? All right, talk to you later. I'm going to get out of the car park. I'm going to burp. Another underwhelming one.